recording now. If you'd like to start your pendulum in the neutral position, and then to clear what we don't want, put it into your no direction and dowsing with me, and let the pendulum take over, neutralizing everything that underpins our frustration and our fear, and casting all of our challenges over to beingness. And this is similar to the one that the sort of work I do on Fridays at 12 noon via Facebook with Francis Peterson. Okay, it's come to a stop. When everyone's ready. Thank you. We'll then go into the yes direction, which is generally clockwise, to bring in what we would like to install instead. Transforming the energy to the most appropriate, beneficial energy to allow for more gratitude for ourselves, our families, friends, neighbours, for all of theirs, and for strangers everywhere. Expanding these dowsing intentions to merge with beneficial light energies, helped by spiritual dowsers, spiritual healers, and the powerful support of the universe for the highest good of all. This or something better from now into the future, across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Thank you. And just wait till our pendulums come to a stop of their own accord.
Thank you. Heather?
Yes, Monica?
Can I just ask, when it's all very good when you are doing it and leading us how to do it, but I find myself when I do it alone, I just waffle on and on and on, and I just lose myself in the in the importance of the whole thing. You can say it with a few very powerful, punchy words, but when I do it, I just, oh God, I'm just sidetracking and I don't know what I wanted to say.
Well, that's because you need to write it out beforehand. Then you just follow.
I see.
It's like
Okay.
a script, yeah. So I'm reading it, and so yes, it just needs to flow. But you might be doing a wonderful job getting a really good connection and whispers from the universe. So don't criticize yourself too much.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, thank you.
Just a sec.
Monica, I used to have trouble in the beginning. I thought, I haven't got all those lovely words that Heather's got. But I think if you say it from the heart, what you want.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you get better as you do it.
Yeah.
Monica, I might add that when I'm working and I'm dowsing on a farm, which might be way down in Gippsland or somewhere like that, I've got a prepared script, which is a standard script for everything I do.
Oh, I see. Thank you. Yeah, that's a good idea.
And that standardises your approach. And if it works, you stick with it. And if it doesn't work, you modify it till it does.
Yeah. Thanks.
And you can always add in whatever little prompts you get as well.
Yeah, thanks. But as you said, more structured, more concise.
Yeah.
All right. So if we're ready now, we'll go to the guided visualization. I invite you to close your eyes, and with or without dowsing in the yes direction, take a breath in and hold it, and let it go. Take another slower breath in, hold it, and sigh it out twice as slowly. Breathe in again, fill your lungs, hold it, and now just release it. Just imagine you're talking to a dear friend. silently picture an infinity loop between your chakras and theirs to naturally and easily connect the energy between you. Then pause and just imagine people everywhere are doing the same with their friends, leading everyone to feel more present, engaged, and connected. Now, wouldn't it be awesome if magically our personal challenges and the world's conflicts have been resolved in ways we couldn't ever have imagined? You're in awe of a new wave of gratitude unfolding. There's so much harmony, kindness, and joy. It's swept in, uniting us across the world. It's amazing how everything has been resolved in ways far greater than we could ever have imagined. See this new peace on earth in vivid, bright colours. Hear what you hear and turn up the volume. Turn up the music and let the dancing begin. Notice all the rich vibrations, the changed textures. Feel the difference, because there is a difference. Everything's more harmonious and tranquil. There is very real connection, greater trust. Everything's happier, brighter, and more loving than you ever imagined possible. This new, powerfully united world community is glowing with boundless life. Pause now and just imagine that our dowsing together is contributing to widespread gratitude, trust, and transformation across the world, everywhere, all with grace and ease. Just imagine the freedom with shared good health, love, peace, and such joy. Now double those good feelings and notice you feel even better. Now expand them further, even further again. Then just release them. Let them go completely out to the edges of the universe. Let go and trust. There are millions of tiny little calculations taking place to connect, assemble, arrange, create and shape more gratitude, happiness, and kindness. Bask in it all. Then when you're ready, take a deep breath in and hold it, and sigh it out. Now as you open your eyes, feel a delightful smile bubbling up from deep inside. A beautiful smile that settles on your lips to cheer you for the rest of the day and tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
That is lovely.
Thank you.
All right, cool. Well, lovely to be with you all here today. Thank you for inviting me to share. So I can see all of you in my gallery. Hands up who knows anything at all about hypnotherapy. Okay, so yeah, a few hands, fantastic. Well, maybe 3 or 4 hands I think I saw. Okay, terrific. So, okay, now I'll just check that I can move forward. Yep, that's good. Okay, yep. So I am actually going to share some techniques, and we're going to have a bit of fun today and have a bit of a play and go in and out of trance a little bit, which is really exciting. And then at the end, I'm going to do a wonderful group session. Now, some of you know about hypnosis, but how many of you know that hypnosis is very much connected with dowsing? So, and it can help you actually become a better dowser. So as you know, the trance state is important when using a pendulum, and of course, to get a result with hypnotherapy, the trance state is important. So I just want you to understand first that the tool of hypnosis is like the dowsing rod or the pendulum, when using the tool of hypnosis, you're wanting to tap into a much higher level, the higher self of the quantum field, or the higher consciousness, whatever language you want to call it, in order to get your conscious mind out of the way and understand the answer to everything. So we are connected because you and I, we're connected because our both dowsing and hypnosis are about being in a relaxed state, connecting with the higher mind or the universal consciousness in order to find the answers to questions that we don't know consciously. And when we have that, we have the ability to douse our body. We have the ability to douse our mind and so on for answers. So whether you are dowsing for something external like water, or you're dowsing the body to achieve some sort of health outcome, hypnosis as a way of connecting to the higher self easily. So as I said, I'm actually going to teach you a little bit of self-hypnosis, if you may already know it or not, or it might be some new different techniques for you. And so just that you can, and this is a way to connect with that universal consciousness faster and more deeply and get some great results for your dowsing. So like dowsing, hypnosis is not a new phenomenon. Both hypnosis and the art of dowsing are a means of obtaining information in a way that is almost as old as humanity. So various cultures around the world, and hypnosis has a long and rich history and has been an intricate part of the healing culture of many civilizations throughout history. As modern medicine advanced in the Western world, hypnosis became less understood, and the therapeutic use of hypnosis decreased and almost disappeared. So as you can see on the screen, an ancient an image of ancient Greece. So they would actually put their sick into the caves for 3 days and 3 nights while the sick were in a sleep-like trance to help them heal. And very similar to ancient Egypt and the Middle East, the first written accounts of Egyptians using hypnosis in the sleep temples was through hieroglyphics, decorating Egyptian tombs around 3000 BC. And what else did ancient Egypt record through the hieroglyphics? Dowsing. So hypnosis and dowsing were both on these hieroglyphics, which is really interesting. And both dowsing and hypnosis were practiced all over the world in ancient times, besides Egypt and ancient Greece. Ancient Chinese scripts have passing references to hypnosis, and they also mention dowsing. So there's a big connection there going back for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. So before I jump into more about hypnosis and teaching a few techniques there, I'd just like to share a little bit about my story and where I come from, and and how it's made me be where I am today, I think, in a lot of ways. So this is me at the age of 2 or 1 or 2 or something. And so by the time I was born, my mother was so mentally ill from her life that she would be found passed out on the floor from taking too many Valium. She was actually having a mental breakdown when she was giving birth to me. So as a result, I was living as a little baby. She was smoking 40 cigarettes a day before I was born. After I was born, I was inhaling all the cigarette smoke. I had all this coffee in my system when I was born. And she didn't, because of her state of mind, she didn't realize that I was so ill. And I was so ill with ear infections. I lived in, we lived in state housing in the South Island of New Zealand. And it was very cold down in Dunedin, if anyone's familiar with Dunedin. And there was, we had no money, no nothing. And I was very, very sick, and I would have been crying in pain all the time because I had severely infected ears. And it was not, I didn't get any, they weren't looked after at all. So I actually lost complete hearing in one ear and partial hearing in the other ear as a result. And so my older brother, Terry, who was 7 years older than me, he would try his best to look after me. So by the time I was not much older than I am in that picture, we were taken off our mother and put in a home, and then we were actually split up. So this is a photo of me with my brother when we had a very rare visiting day together. So I barely saw my mother and brother when I was growing up. I lived with my paternal father. And so that's my mother on the left. And this was all a result of her past experiences growing up in the New Zealand social welfare system with her two sisters. They were all split apart and put into the foster care system, and were all, mentally, physically, and sexually abused. And so by the time my mother was 20, she had also endured a shock treatment as well to try and fix her, but it actually just made her worse. So there's myself with my mother on a revisiting day. And there's my mother in her early 60s with my eldest daughter, Amelia. So she was just, she couldn't cope. By the time she was 60, she was in a psychiatric unit because she was unsafe out in the world, and she just couldn't cope. It was like the needle that broke this camel's back. Just from her past life and experiences, she became so traumatized. She would self-medicate with cigarettes and Valium when I was a small child, just to try and cope. And she never actually overcame her trauma. And so here's my brother and I forging a relationship as adults. And here I am today with my my partner of 25 years and our two children. So Amelia is now 17 and Ruby is 14. And so, as well as running 2 busy clinics in Sydney, I also teach. And here are some photos of some training courses. And I teach through the Academy of Therapeutic Hypnosis. And I'm going to share with you a little bit about the course later. It's an incredible course. And I was also featured in the Why magazine and the Why Not book, empowering stories from female leaders who said, why not? And I also, so working in my clinic over many years, I developed my 5-step system for habits and addictions. And I just found I was repeating myself a lot, and most people don't really understand anything at all about the unconscious mind. And so I laid it out all in a book. So this book is great for someone who's trying to find a way to take back control and overcome an unwanted habit. And it's also great for therapists who would like to get better results with their clients. And so most of my clients who come and see me, they really know nothing at all about hypnosis. Some of them, sometimes people think I'm going to get them to cluck like a chicken, or they at least, maybe they don't really think that, but they at least joke about it, or they think I'm going to bring out a clock and I'm just going to go like this to them. They just think it's something like what they see on TV. They're going to be knocked unconscious and I'm going to take over their mind and I'm going to control them and it's going to be really spooky, or maybe they're going to, something's going to come up and traumatize them. But it's actually none of those things. So hypnosis is actually accesses the powerful processes of the unconscious mind to facilitate change, healing, and so much more. It's an ancient healing modality that's now at the cutting edge of what is becoming one of the most sought after natural therapeutic professions of this century. And hypnosis is safe, natural, yet powerful. When you are in a session for hypnosis, you're in an awake state. It's a state of relaxation. It's just the same as meditation, really. You are in complete control. I can't make anyone do something that they don't want to do. And so that's a bit of a myth. Okay, so you see the stage shows and you see people on the stage doing crazy things, and so people automatically think, oh, hypnosis, I'm going to be made to do something that I wouldn't normally do. But you also see that hypnotists tap people on the shoulder and send them off because they won't do it, and that's because you can't make anyone do something they don't want to do. So if they're doing something crazy, they actually don't mind doing that on an unconscious level. They're fine with doing that. And all hypnosis is self-hypnosis. All healing is self-healing. And as I said, no one can be made to do something they don't want to do. So hypnosis is great for breaking unwanted habits and addictions, such as smoking, food, drugs, alcohol, gambling. It's wonderful for attaining and maintaining a healthy weight. So whether that's letting go of stuff you're holding on to, including weight, or whether it's just really bad habits with food that have been hardwired over many years. And it's a fantastic way to overcome phobias very, very quickly. And also anxiety and panic attacks. So with those three things, it changes the reaction to the old memories, changes the body's response to those old situations. And it's wonderful for trauma. So you're just basically letting go of anything on an unconscious level, and healing anything that needs to be healed. And you're just letting go and healing and clearing on many different levels, spiritual, mental, emotional, physical. It's awesome for great pain management. In the 1950s, actually, one of the pioneer of modern hypnotherapy, Dave Allman, taught all the medical practitioners in America how to use hypnosis for pain. Very helpful if someone can't take anesthetic for some reason, to have hypnosis as an alternative. And also you can program in things that you do want. So like release and let go and break unwanted patterns and habits and blocks, but also gain what you do want: more confidence, happiness, motivation, self-belief, empowerment, and anything else you want to change in your life. Okay, so how does this work so well? So, so this is your mind. And you've got your conscious mind, which is about 5% of your mind. And then you've got your unconscious mind, which is 95% of your mind and thousands of times more powerful. So your conscious mind is when you're using your conscious mind when you're at task, when you're focused on what you're doing, when you're learning something new, when you're practicing something, you're using your conscious mind. So once upon a time you learned to walk and it was very difficult and you fell over and you got up and you really had to focus and concentrate and learn how to walk. You just didn't get up and walk. It's something you had to learn. And once you learned it, it's now stored in your body and your mind, and you're never going to forget how to walk. You're not going to wake up tomorrow and go, oh, how do I walk again? And it's the same with everything else you've learned in your life. So you learned to, tie your shoelaces, and it was very difficult to start with, and you practice and practice, and now you do it on autopilot. You learned to ride a bike, and now you do it automatically. You learned to drive a car, and it was very difficult to start it, and you had to think about everything, 6 different things at once. But now you can just get in the car and have an engrossed conversation with someone in the front seat, and the car keeps driving. It doesn't stop because you're concentrating on the conversation. You're just driving on autopilot because your body remembers. So I learned to touch type at high school on those big old clunky typewriters, and I remember just spending hours just looking at the little looking at the keyboard printout and just practice. And now I can still touch type years later. If you asked me to draw a keyboard or write where the letters are on the keyboard, I'd have no idea, because my body remembers how to touch type, but I don't consciously remember how to touch type. So I'm sure you guys have got lots of examples of that. So your unconscious mind is the powerhouse of your existence, and it's thousands of times more powerful than your conscious mind. And so it stores every past experience and memory from right back to the day you were born. So every happy moment, every sad moment, every thought, it's all stored in your unconscious mind, and it makes you up to be the person who you are. So it all comes from that programming. So the thing is that the unconscious mind is very rigid. So once things are stored in there, it's very difficult to shift, because everything's locked in with this critical faculty between the conscious and unconscious. And so people just get into the habit of being themselves. They react the same way to things. They respond the same way to things. This programming makes up your morals, your values, your perspective on things, how you see yourself in the world, and it makes up your self-image as well. So, all that downloading as you're growing up makes you up your self-image, whether it's a very positive self-image or whether it's a very negative self-image. And this is your mind in hypnosis, because you've got the critical faculty between the conscious and unconscious. And when you're in hypnosis, in a state of hypnosis, we relax away that barrier, and we can access your unconscious mind and make changes in your unconscious mind. And so people wonder, can I be hypnotized? Maybe I can't be hypnotized. People have actually been told that you can't be hypnotized. So they've got that belief. But actually every single person can be hypnotized because it's just a very natural state that you go in and out of every day. So when you're awake and at task, you're in beta brainwave frequencies. And when you're asleep, you're in delta, and in between is alpha and theta. And so we drift in and out of alpha and theta throughout the day. We don't just stay up in beta or gamma even, because if you're in beta 24/7, you'd have a heart attack. So we drift in and out. On average, the average person drifts into trance state 7 to 10 times a day. And so if you can go into trance, you can be hypnotized. If you can fall asleep at night, you have to go through trance, you can be hypnotized. So just some examples of being in a trance state: when you're driving, when you're engrossed in a good book, when you're meditating, when you're watching a movie, when you're doing yoga, running, daydreaming, falling asleep at night, playing video games, scrolling on social media. So why are some people naturally confident, happy, and full of energy, whilst other people are unmotivated and full of self-doubt, anxiety, and uncertainty? And some people even reaching breaking point and can't even cope with their life. Well, it's, as I said before, 95% of our mind is the unconscious mind. And so 95% of our personality and behavior comes from this unconscious programming. And so until the age of 7, we're actually in a constant state of hypnosis. So we're actually in a state of alpha and theta. When we're born with a clean slate. If someone's got anxiety, I get a lot of people coming in seeing me, and they come to me to eliminate their anxiety. We have an epidemic of anxiety at the moment. I don't know if anyone's aware of that, but there's more anxiety than there's ever been. But no one's born with anxiety. Babies are only born with 2 fears: a fear of loud noises and a fear of being dropped. It's through experiences that this program is developed. And so it's, we're downloading. So it's very, very important how we speak to our children. And so I often will say to my clients, treat your children like kings and queens until the age of 5, and then treat them like princes and princesses throughout the rest of their childhood, because you can create that positive image, self-image within themselves, because once if that self-image is created with doubt, that sort of stays with most people for the rest of their life. And then I had a client come in the other week, and she was just telling me a story of how a friend of hers has got these very successful adult children, and he just said, I always treated my children like champions. So you always want to treat your children like champions and believe they can do anything and they're amazing, and they will have that love for themselves as well. So if a child is hurt, they grow up thinking, I always get hurt. If a child is not listened to, they grow up thinking, no one listens to me. If a child is told they can't do it, they grow up thinking, I can't do it, I'm not worthy. But if a child's been listened to, spoken to positively and loved, then they'll grow up with the core belief that they're lovable and worthy. So we all basically, I don't know if any of you are familiar with Dr. Joe Dispenza, his book, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, but we all get into the habit of being ourselves, and it's just all from these past experiences which become so habitual. Even, anxiety is a habit, responding a certain way is a habit. And so you can actually, change that programming by working directly with the unconscious mind. And I love Dr. Lipton, Dr. Lipton's saying, give me a child until the age of 7 and I'll show you the man. And so I started off in my clinic working with quit smoking, and that's really the foundation of my practice. So people that come to me now for trauma, for anxiety, for anything, I can track them back to, they normally come by referral and they've known someone who has quit smoking, who has quit smoking with me, or I can track them back to one of my quit smoking clients. So when people come to me for quit smoking, sometimes they've been trying to quit for absolute years. They've tried many different methods and they're just going around in circles, but they literally come and see me and they quit smoking in 2 hours. They can't believe it. It's been a monkey on their back for so long, but they quit smoking in 2 hours because this treatment has a 97% success rate. And the reason it works so well is because we break the habit. And it's the same when I work with people for drugs, gambling, alcohol, even nail biting. So food habits as well. And so the reason hypnosis works so well for habits is because, just like we spoke before about, you create you learn how to tie your shoelaces, you learn how to ride a bike, you learn how to drive a car, you practice, and it becomes automatic in your unconscious mind. Well, it's the same with habits, that, people start smoking or they start gambling because they get something positive out of it. They like it. So they repeat it over and over again. And what they do is they create this deeply ingrained habit out of their control. It's an unconscious behavior. And so then they get to the point where they hate smoking, they hate everything about it, makes them sick. Maybe they've even got emphysema or something else very serious. But they can't stop because you've got no control over this unconscious programming. It's out of your control. You've got as much control over breaking the habit of smoking or breaking the habit of nail biting as you do of stopping a panic attack or a phobic reaction. So if anyone knows anyone or anyone themselves ever has had a phobic reaction to a certain situation or has had a panic attack, how easy has it been able to just go, oh, stop, I don't want to do that now? It's not, you can't stop it. It's out of your control. It's an unconscious behavior. And so it's the same with habits like nail biting and drinking a bottle of wine every night and using the poker machines. And so people that don't struggle with these habits don't really understand. They think, oh, why can't that person just stop what they're doing? But it's very, very difficult. And so, so I've just got some testimonials here, but we should go through because I don't want to run out of time. And so, I've actually worked with over 3,000 smokers. So this is one review of many. So it would be very, very unusual for someone to come to me and not quit smoking. And, this lady here, her smoking, she really didn't think she was really going to be able to quit smoking because she had terrible anxiety. And she still hasn't seen me for her anxiety yet, but she might come sometime. But she had no problem quitting smoking because it was just a habit out of her control. And so, as I mentioned, I do work with a lot of people for anxiety as well, and in depression and panic attacks and stress and all these different various things. And sometimes they manifest physically. So often people come to me for globus. They come to me because their throat's pretty much closed over and they can barely eat. They've got to eat liquid, have a liquid diet, and it's really scary because they think they're going to choke. And often they've been going to a specialist for many different specialists and trying to get a solution. And normally after doing this little routine for a while, the specialist will come back and say, look, this is just something in your head. It's nothing physical at all. And so after literally one session, they will start to notice that their throat opens up again and they can swallow. And that's a really good indicator that we've decreased their anxiety and it's on the way to eliminating it. And I worked with Rita many years ago, and she still messages me about how helpful it was in stopping all the overthinking, the mind loop, the conversations to other people in her head, because she'd been through 3 divorces, and also the fact that she was able to cope a lot better with losing her brother in a plane crash. Okay, so the benefits of self-hypnosis is, this would be a great benefit for you guys because of your dowsing practice. Is a really great way to get into that, connect with your higher self. These techniques can be used for that. Self-hypnosis is also great for releasing unwanted negative feelings, emotions, gaining positive feelings and emotions, breaking unwanted habits, overcome phobias, cure insomnia, release physical pain, and so on. So, it helps you it helps you to get back into alignment. So people become my clients because they're out of alignment. Consciously, they want one thing, but unconsciously, they've got different programming. So consciously, they want to be relaxed and confident and motivated and successful and happy. But because of this unconscious programming, they're anxious and they're depressed and they've got a lot of self-doubt. So hypnosis is a great way to get back into alignment where your conscious aligns with your unconscious. And physically as well, it can switch off the stress response, reduce blood pressure, lower cholesterol, melt weight away, help with stress and irritability, feel more in control, improve memory, help you be more productive, wake up with more energy. Okay, so I thought we could have a little bit of a play if everyone's happy to do that or wants to do that. Okay, so step one, if you're going to do self-hypnosis yourself, there's two ways to do it. So first of all, you just go putting yourself into a state of meditation, but you could either write up a script using the guideline I'm going to show you and just record the script and and put headphones on and listen to it while you're meditating, or you can just visualize the whole thing in your mind. And so step one is know your intention. Work out your hypnosis goals. What are you wanting to achieve through the hypnosis, self-hypnosis practice? And then, so just know that goal first and prepare suggestions that will move you towards your goal. And step two, you get yourself into a nice space where you're not going, just like if you were meditating, where you're not going to be interrupted and you're nice and comfortable, perhaps your head's supported. And so because you want to, the first step of a hypnosis session is the self-induction. And so that's just getting you to progressively physically relax. And so we can have a little play with that. So if you would like to close your eyes and just do the progressive physical relaxation, which is the self-induction part of a hypnosis session. So here we go. Okay, so close your eyes and allow yourself to sink down deeper into the chair. Sink right down deeply into it. Notice the firmness, the softness, the feeling beneath you, and just sink down into it. Now go ahead and tell your body to relax your eyelid muscles. Deeply and completely. So deeply and completely that unless you remove the relaxation, they just won't work. And as you continue to breathe in comfortably and exhale slowly, just become aware of all the tiny muscles in your head. Your forehead and around your eyes, and just feel them loosening and releasing. That's right. Feel the relaxation flowing through every part of your body. Slowly, comfortably. Down through your facial muscles. Relax. Around your mouth, your jaw, your neck. Relaxing your shoulders, arms, forearms, hands, fingers. Relaxing. Feel the deep, calming relaxation flow through your body, all the way down through your body. Down your spine. Even down through all your internal organs, every muscle. Relaxing all the way down, calming, comforting into your hips, down through your thighs, your calves. Feel it. Everything unwinding, releasing. That's right, all the way down to your feet, even your toes, relax. And you can relax totally and completely. that soft, dreamy, floaty feeling, almost like you're drifting down to that place of total comfort, and you can free your mind. And open your eyes. Okay. So who's feeling more relaxed? Okay, awesome. So there's different, so that's just, and then there's different parts of an induction, and that's one part which is doing the physical relaxation. And then another part of an induction is just to clear your mind. So you can imagine, notice your thoughts and feelings are drifting through your mind, and you release them. You could imagine putting them into a bubble or balloons and letting them all float away. Or you could imagine there's a treasure chest or a filing cabinet, and you're putting all your thoughts into the cabinet or the treasure chest. Or you could imagine just closing your mind's eye and blocking out any stray thoughts or images. So you can get creative, but just think of a way to just get rid of those thoughts so that your mind is clear. And then the next part, and there's also other parts of inductions as well, like you could focus on your breathing as well. That's another thing you could do with an induction. So there's different techniques besides those two that I focused on. And then you're probably familiar with, a deepener in hypnosis. So you can just imagine, going down a lift or going down an escalator or going down a slide or just drifting down. Or you can imagine actually ascending instead of descending. So you could just imagine going up an escalator into the clouds or just drifting up. So it doesn't have to always be down. It can also be up. Okay. So just imagine just like walking down some stairs and just visualizing that in your mind. And then the next step is the visualizations and suggestions. And so suggestions always need to be in the positive and the present. And you just want to use goals that are important to you and that you really want to achieve and concentrate on during the session. And you just want to work on one goal at a time. And this is an example of little statements you could set your attention to, such as, all the muscles in my back now feel relaxed, loose and comfortable, or I am so comfortable in my body, or I'm fit and thin and I love healthy, nourishing food, or I love drinking fresh, clear water. So those are examples of how you'd put it in the positive and the present, setting your intention. And so after you do the induction and after you do the deepener, then you would be focusing on your suggestions that you'd set the intention before you started, obviously. So in the prep work, you would have come up with this, but this is the time in the session when you are focused on your suggestions. And also visualization, you want to really visualize as well, and not just visualize, but feel it. Just really evoke those feelings of where you want to be and how you want to be. And that sometimes that can be difficult, but it can be practice. It can be difficult if you're having trouble feeling that success or feeling that happiness. You can always draw on past memories in order to be able to do that. So visualization is, I could talk about visualization all day, but we've only got so much time, but it is very powerful. And also another thing I love to put in a session, and you could do yourself as well, is just to add into your self-hypnosis as a healing visualization. So, it could be a clear cylinder draining out all the negativity and filling you with a powerful healing light. It could be a gentle healing sun that you can feel on the top of your head, or a soft glowing light, or a beautiful soft violet stream of healing light. And then at the end, you do your orientation. So if you ascended, then you would obviously just drift back down, or if you did a deepener down, you would just like climb back up again, unless you're planning on falling asleep. Then you would just fall asleep. Okay, so I would love to offer everybody here a free copy of my book, a free PDF copy of my book. So if anyone would like a copy, my email address is on the screen. So just, you know, or you can just contact me through my website, which is activatehypnotherapy.com.au. But it'd be an absolute pleasure to give you a copy of my book if you're interested. And so, as I mentioned, not only do I have 2 clinics, but I also am a trainer at the Academy of Therapeutic Hypnosis Academy. And this is the most amazing school. You know, the hypnotherapists that graduate from the school are the most sought after top hypnotherapists in the industry. We have basically, this fast track course that we offer has the best techniques, the best processes, and ongoing mentoring and support, which is and coaching and training ongoing, as we're just like a family. The fast track course has no more than 4 people usually. I might have 5 or 6, but usually 4 people. So you really you know, can learn very, very well. We can really stop and troubleshoot anything you're stuck on, unlike a training where there's a lot of people, right? And so it's got the best processes. Like, we have got the best quit smoking system, which means that's why, you know, that's one of the reasons why our graduates are so sought after, because there's a lot of hypnotherapists out there that don't actually know how to do quit smoking, or it's a very generic approach. So their clients don't really get the results. So I've had a lot of people come through our academy and train with me, even though they're already hypnotherapists, because there were holes in what they were doing, or they were just stuck. They didn't know what to do, and they didn't have an ongoing mentor. And so it really is, you know, for you to get what you get in this course, you probably have to do about 10 different courses to get it. So it's got the best from the best around the world. And also it's very career orientated. So it helps you set up for success to be able to get into a clinic and work with clients, and how to set it all up to be able to do that. So if anyone's interested in any more information about our course and our mentoring program, I do have a 20-minute consultation link on my website. You're very welcome to just book in a call with me, or just send me an email and we can organise to catch up. Okay, so I would love to give you all a wonderful group session. So if you can put something behind your head, it would be good, but it looks like a lot of you, I mean, if you can, it would be wonderful. Feel free to go and lie on a couch. Feel free to put headphones in, so my voice is going directly into your brain and blocking background noise out. So if you can lie down or put a cushion behind your head or put headphones on, that's very helpful. Otherwise, stay where you are. So if everyone's ready to get started, enjoy. Okay, so just get nice and comfortable and start by taking a nice deep breath, and just let your eyes relax down and close. And just let my words come to you in an easy, effortless kind of way. And you may be even aware of thoughts passing through your mind as you listen to what I say. And as you continue to listen to my words in that easy, effortless manner, you may just begin to notice a certain sense of calmness flowing over you, as your eyelids feel heavier and lazier. And with every breath, you can just let go a little bit more, as those eyes just become so relaxed. And you notice how good that feels. So without the slightest effort, you could let yourself feel more and more comfortable. With every moment that passes, with every thought that passes through your awareness, and as you feel yourself becoming more and more relaxed, with every word you hear, you may just discover that it becomes easier to listen at a deeper level. So relax. Be still. Allow every breath to take you just a little bit deeper into comfort. Every inward breath, every outward breath, every breath, gently relax you down. Deeper into that place where nothing can bother you and everything is easy. And you may be pleasantly surprised to discover you're feeling so deeply calm. Almost like you can imagine you're floating on a cloud. A soft, fluffy white cloud. And as you watch the horizon, the distant horizon and the clouds moving gently away across the sky and beyond the horizon. And you count down as they disappear, and there are 10. Gently floating away, 9, down, down. Drifting away, 8 clouds left in the softest whisper of a breath. 7, and you feel yourself drifting deeper. 6, deeply calm, deeply relaxed. 5, descending into that gentle, drifting feeling. 4, mind still like a calm, tranquil lake, not a ripple. 3, so relaxed. You're almost losing sensation. 2, floating, drifting, clouds disappearing. 1, nothing else matters except the sound of my voice. 0. Time to immerse yourself in the powerful process of feeling deep within. Now just imagine. Imagine there's a gentle, soft, glowing light just above your head. Imagine this wonderfully relaxing light is floating just above your head. And in a moment, as it slowly moves down over you, every part of your body that it touches becomes totally relaxed. The soft glow has a gentle, relaxing, healing energy. And it's lowering down over your head now, your forehead, and down around your eyes. And you feel all those tiny muscles loosening and releasing. Down around your face, your jaw, and you can feel everything softening and relaxing as your tongue rests down softly on the floor of your mouth. And this wonderful light, this relaxing glow is moving around into your neck and through your shoulders. Feel the relaxation flow through your shoulders. This glowing light relaxes every part it touches. Totally and completely, and allows you to just let go. Let go. And it moves down over your arms, your hands, your fingers. You can almost feel any last remains of tension flow out through your fingertips. Just imagine that wonderful light, that gentle glow is now lowering down, further through your back, down your spine, and the sound of my voice. And this beautiful, relaxing light is just taking you deeper and deeper into a state of complete relaxation. Allow the light to flow down over the body, down through the abdomen, into the hips, and all the way down, down, down into the thighs, the knees, the calves. And it's taking you deeper and deeper, deeper. And it's such a wonderful feeling of calm, serenity, and all the while you're releasing and relaxing and letting go. Letting go. And you're finding yourself going deeper and deeper into this beautiful, peaceful state. You're feeling totally relaxed. Totally relaxed. And this glowing light is surrounding you. Like a radiant cocoon of warmth and comfort. You are surrounded by an aura of positive radiance, positive energy flowing all around you, and it feels so good. Just take a moment to enjoy this feeling. And you may become aware of times in your experience when you're so lost in thought, thinking of everything, thinking of nothing, as if you're in the middle of nowhere, comfortably separated from your surroundings, a mind in one place and a body in another place. Here, but there, now and then. And if you think about a time like that, a time when you are so comfortable within yourself, your mind may just like to drift off, knowing that today is a new day, a day you've never experienced before, because today you can begin to learn how to experience yourself differently. So it's time now to let yourself become really comfortable with the process of making a difference in your life. And while you're doing that, I remind you of something that most people seem to forget from time to time. And you don't need to take too much notice of what I'm telling you, because you already know most of it somewhere within your deeper experience. You know more now than at any other time in your life, even more than yesterday, and all that you have learned has taught you how to learn. Such a simple idea that was so easy to forget until now. When you discover how all the positive learnings of your lifetime can serve you now in the way that you'd like. And we sometimes forget to remember all the things we've learned, like when you learn to walk, you know that you learn to walk, even though you probably don't remember doing so. And you know that you learn to talk and to figure things out, even though you probably don't remember doing all those things either. And as we move through life, we continually discover that what seems difficult at one time can become something that you take for granted, comfortably for granted, at a later time. And it's nice to remind yourself now that you have learned so many things during your life that seemed so very difficult at the start, but then became so simple that it became automatic because you persisted and became skilled to the point where you simply take those things for granted now. And when you're very tiny, you learn something that is so important, yet we almost never even consider it later on. When you were so young, so small, you learned how to hold on to something and how to let go of something. And I don't know how you do either of those things, because we all do it in our own particular way, don't we? And I know there was a time in your life when you used to think about some things in a certain way, but you now think about them differently because you've changed your way of thinking. And there was a time in your life when you used to do things in a certain way that you now do differently because you've found better ways. The same as there was a time in your life when you had certain beliefs about some things and you no longer have those beliefs because you have outgrown them, or you have simply let them go. Like you've let go of things throughout your life on hundreds, perhaps thousands of occasions, and didn't even realize it at the time. Sometimes we hold on to something because we think it's the best way or the only way, or sometimes because we simply don't realize we can let it go. Maybe you're beginning to know that you can let your inner mind, your deep inner wisdom, decide to let go of something again because the time is right now. And you don't need to know how you might do that because you already know how to let go. You've known how to do it ever since you were very, very small. That's right. You're doing so well. Now focus on your breathing. And very soon you'll find yourself coming out of hypnosis as you reorient to this time and space. And you may just enjoy discovering a renewed sense of balance deep within. As though your whole system has been reset. And it feels so good, so right to sense that now. So just begin to notice yourself gently floating back to your current surroundings slowly, easily. In a moment, I'll count from 1 up to 5. And on the count of 5, your eyes will open. You feel refreshed, calm, and alert now. Almost radiant, as if you've refreshed and renewed your whole system. 1, gently coming back to the here and now. 2, integrating everything calmly and joyfully. 3, feeling peaceful and energized. 4, knowing that some deep internal changes are occurring within. 5, eyes open, fresh and alert. Welcome back.